Shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Yo, what up, though, people? I'd like to welcome you back to the Keep It a C-Note podcast. I am your boy, Bryant. To the left of me, we got 28th Street in the building.
I'm back.
State your name, please.
It's Kyle from 28th Street. I'm back.
Okay, and to the left of Kyle, we got...
You got your boy, John.
Okay.
Okay, Brother X, but go ahead.
Brother X. Shout out to Vito.
Yeah, where you at?
Last week, 71st episode. Mm-hmm. We were in rare form. We agreed on a lot of stuff. Took a lot of shots on air. We had to call Vito an Uber, and he still ain't recouped yet.
He ain't been back yet.
He ain't been back yet, but Kyle is going to hold him and 28th Street down. We got a lot going on, a lot to talk about, NBA, football, a little bit about The Wire. Shout out to everybody that's tuned in. If you're not subscribed, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button. And, you know, we're going to start it off with KD and Stephen A. Smith. They had a lot of back and forth going on. Stephen A. Smith said recently that MJ kind of ruined basketball. He changed basketball for the worse.
No, I totally disagree. In fact, I think what he did was pure fundamentals. It wasn't like he was doing anything out the ordinary. And, I mean, no, he was doing shit out the ordinary. But,
right.
But it wasn't. I can't find the right word for it, but Jordan elevated the game definitely for the better.
Right.
He made everybody have to elevate their game up now that we see like what the boss look like. Because Jordan is the greatest player of all time, and I'm going to stand by that.
I agree.
Okay.
So, I mean, for you to play along with somebody like that, I mean, but Jordan could kill you off of driving to the hole, jump shots. He played defense. He was just that player that you wanted to be. He had people internationally wanting to be Jordan.
Right.
He was that bull. So,
right.
I mean, if anything, he made everybody else step their game up. Almost like that Kendrick Lamar song, Control. It was just like a wanted shot. But
ain't no doubt.
Yeah.
How you feel about it, Kyle?
I feel the same way. Like, I don't think he ruined the game. Like, he took it to the next level. Like, you know what I mean?
Doubt.
Like, with the sneakers, like even with that, like everyone, like it's not a lot of people in the league that got sneakers. You know what I mean? So it's like he pushed it for that, and you know what I mean? Like
still buying Jordan.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like he bring the same sneakers out every 5 years. Everybody still buy them.
Yep,
so, you know the longer shorts, everything. So no, I can never. That's like absurd to me. Him saying that, like, I don't think Jordan.
Yeah, we gotta call Stephen A. Smith an Uber.
Yeah.
But I do agree. Agree with KD with the backfire though, saying that.
Hold on, because we're gonna get to that. Hold on. Let me just state about Stephen A. Smith. I think MJ changed the game for the better. Mm-hmm. Because to me, MJ did everything in the flow of the game, the flow of the offense. So for him to say it's not like Jordan was going ISO. Going one-on-one every time he got everything was within the triangle offense that he was scoring. That's first of all. Second of all, I always tell John and Vito this, and I tell you, Kyle, because we always debate off air. The NBA we see today is because of Michael Jordan. When the Dream Team went over Barcelona and Michael Jordan became so big overseas and the league became so big overseas, the league we see today is if you can have kids come to the NBA and dominate from overseas, it gives more people hope over there. It makes more people in all these other places watch the game. That's why the rule change. We had people overseas. Kukoc and all of them was from overseas. But the rule changes when they came in was to benefit guys like Nash and the foreign players so they can get off. Like if you see somebody like Luka Doncic, he says playing over here is easy compared to playing over there. That's because the NBA
rule changes actually open the door up for him.
Well, the rule changes is like I'm saying, you always had overseas players, but they couldn't dominate in the NBA back then. So they accommodated them and is to make the game more global. But it started because when Jordan went over Barcelona, you know what I mean? They seen that. And shout out to Bryant, a billionaire.
Yes, sir.
That comes off of what you saying, Kyle Jordan with the sneakers and all of them investments. So Jordan changed the game for the better. Stephen A. Smith, you need an Uber. What's your thoughts, people? Did MJ? What you was gonna say?
No, because I was gonna say I think there is somebody out there that made the game worse for what it is, and I would say Steph Curry. He changed the game, I think, for the worse.
Okay, hold on, because why?
Because like he changed the flow of the game. Like on even AAU teams are still doing. They just come down jacking threes without playing in the flow of the offense. I just think taking those high percentage.
But wasn't Mac doing that? I think Steph do it at a higher rate, but Mac was doing that. T-Mac was coming down, launching threes from anywhere. He wasn't doing it at a higher rate.
He wasn't spamming.
Yeah, okay, yeah. He 2K and he says
Arenas too.
Gilbert Arenas. Right, that's what I'm saying.
But they both had game. They both could ball. They both could
Curry
do
got game too.
Yeah, and I'm not denying that. I'm not denying that at all. But what I think that these young kids are doing is just, I don't know, it's just asinine to me to come down and just think that you could jack a 35-foot three-pointer for no fucking reason.
Oh, okay. I feel you with that.
I feel you on that point. I definitely feel you on that.
Okay.
But I can't say Curry ruined the game. I can't
But because of him is why
they doing it. I know that, but everybody can't.
And everybody wants to be him. Like, what is Trey Lance? He wants to be a Stephen Curry 2.0. Like, what is
Trey Young?
Trey Young. My bad. Trey Lance. My bad. Trey Young. So you see what the game is changing into, and there's going to be more guys like him mimicking, just coming down, launching.
Right.
So
okay,
I see where you going with. I see where you going with that.
What's your thoughts, people? Did MJ change the game of basketball for the worse, like Stephen A. Smith is saying, or should we call him Oouuber? Bonus question for y'all: no cap, or call him Oouuber. Stephen A. Smith, because I hear what you saying, Steph Curry. Stephen A. Smith was better off saying R.I.P. Kobe, but Kobe really was the first ball that stuck to me that I say came on because he was Jordan 2.0, but he wanted to go one-on-one. And even if you look back at the Last Dance, John, when they was at the All-Star game and Jordan, what'd he say, in the locker room? He was like, Kobe gonna make this John a damn one-on-one game. Like, no matter what. Like, that's so. Do you think that's no cap, or call him like maybe Kobe was more so where the one-on-one thing changed? Would Stephen A. have been more accurate saying that?
No, because I think Kobe was still all around. But when you going at Jordan, of course I think you're gonna want that one-on-one matchup.
But here he's Kobe, just saying one-on-one. Because Kobe played in, I don't want to cut you off. Kobe played in the same triangle offense, but he did go more one-on-one than Jordan did. But if you go back and look at it. So what would you say, no cap? Or nah, that's not accurate neither.
I don't know, because the ISO game was coming about at the. I don't know. Melo was an ISO player.
Then you can say AI. Then you can say AI.
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, but even with AI, when you really AI was crossing dudes over, but a lot of his Jones was coming off curls. Like when you really watch him, especially when he used to play off against Orlando, come off a curl, little mid-range jumper, or straight to the basket, like. His John, like Kobe, make you like we gonna go one on, like even though this is a game, but I don't know, because Dominique might have been a little bit like that too for me. I think.
Are you talking about Shaq Kobe or?
But even Shaq Kobe went one-on-one, because that Shaq Kobe is the one that Michael Jordan was talking about.
Yeah, I remember that he was saying that. Yeah, I don't know if I can say that about Kobe. I don't know.
What's your thoughts, people? Would Kobe Bryant be more accurate to say that he kind of changed the game where it went to more one-on-one basketball?
I think the game is just the game. Like, it evolves. Like, you know what I mean? It goes from, how it was in the 80s and the 90s.
Right.
James Harden.
You know what I mean? I feel like
more ISO players than me.
It's just like they're more athletic now, so it's just like I just feel
not taking nothing.
But
back,
you don't
back then couldn't.
You don't get nobody today that scores 28, 30 points a game off of running offense. Steph Curry is probably the closest to it because he does come off screens and play off the ball. To me, I would say Steph may be the closest.
And maybe you are right, Brian. I gotta give Steve Kerr some credit because I was actually watching those games, and it's hard. I like to see that coaches still run efficient plays, and I hate to see all that ISO playing ball.
Right.
And like what you see out of Golden State, you see good, efficient run plays. You see the pick and rolls. You see the high fades. You just see all that happening,
right.
And it's efficient plays. It almost reminds me of like you get nostalgic, like Greg Popovich, because these guys are actually running set plays. There's no ISO, and you go for the fake. They know exactly where their players are, and it's good team chemistry. I think I have to give him his flowers, and I have to say my bad. The bull, he is bull.
I had him a little.
I mean,
but I think a good thing about him too, his adjustments. Like he made great adjustments. Like it'd be a game that like say like Kuminga or somebody don't play, and then he'd insert them, and then they'll have a big game.
Right.
Like, that's how he did with Iguodala when he got the MVP. It's like he make adjustments at the half during the game.
Yep.
And you don't really see coaches doing that. So like I got a big up Steve Kerr too. That's a good point.
I'm keeping it C. I don't like him, but I mean, just being honest.
You see, I mean, he came from he played for Phil Jackson. He played for Popovich.
Right.
So it's like he been around all that.
Ain't no doubt. He know it.
He know what he's doing.
So KD did fire back, and he said guys like Stephen A. Smith, Max Kellerman, and Shannon Sharp, he said they changed basketball for the worse. So keep it a C note with us. Did the media ruin basketball? Can the media ruin basketball?
Absolutely.
Why you say absolutely?
Because the media can always control somewhat of the narrative of what's going on, of what might be happening behind closed door, what they think a player might be going through, or organization. They get to control the narrative of what's really might not really be what's going on.
Right. Report anything.
Yeah, exactly. So the media is the number one. That's why they're forced. It's in their contract. They had to talk to the media, and they're there for a reason.
Okay. What you think, Kyle?
I don't think so. I don't think so either because I just feel like I said, like it's the game is the game. So it's just like, yeah, they can put out plenty of stories or whatever because it's like it was a lot of stories like like if somebody not getting along or they might cause more turmoil during the season if it's what I mean. So I just feel like no, and some people just know the game. Like some people like I remember KD was saying like Shannon Sharp don't know the game because he played football.
Right.
But he always got an opinion on basketball, but that don't mean, that you don't know what you're talking about because you played another sport at a high level. Right. Like you can still be a fan of, of basketball. And so, no, I can't blame the media for that.
Listen, in today's NBA, in the world, period, everybody has a right to say whatever they want to say. Right. So the media ain't nothing but spectators, dudes on the sideline, whatever they're reporting, whether it's propaganda, whether it's causing commotion, that got nothing to do with your game and the game of basketball.
Exactly.
You go out to play basketball. That's nothing that when you were a young boy and you in the park and you got the dudes on the sideline talking dirty. Not just that, when you were a nice guy coming up and you go to the park and your homies is having a debate. Is Kyle better than Vito? Is Kyle better than Mike? Like, you know what I mean? You always going to get that throughout your whole career as an athlete. Yep. So you always got to block that out. You can't put that on the media. And like I said, anybody has a right to an opinion. Just because Shannon Sharp didn't play in the NBA doesn't mean he doesn't know basketball. Just because we didn't play in the NBA don't mean we don't know basketball.
But you always got those situations where there's a story going on in the newspapers or whatever that might be blown up, and that media controls the temperament.
That has nothing to do with your game, though.
All right, but it does. As a team, that's why
it doesn't have nothing. What I'm saying is, when Mike Jordan was winning them chips, and they was putting stuff in the media about him, you think that if that didn't affect him, your game is your game, bro. That has nothing. If that's the case, you wouldn't be able to deal with hecklers on the sideline or nobody.
Let me ask you this: so you don't think that social media hecklers or whatever affected Russell Westbrook's game at all this season?
No, what affected
it was
to
just
me
him?
To keep it a C. No, it wasn't him. It was they tried to make something work that we knew wasn't gonna work from the gun bust. You know what I mean? Russ. I think more so what affected Russ is he trying to be a team player. Because he could go on there and say every day, like, yo, why did y'all sign me? Y'all know I'm not no spot-up shooter. Y'all know I don't want to play second fiddle to LeBron. You know what I mean? Y'all know that Anthony Davis is soft. Pause. Like, he could go on there and say that, but he don't. So that might affect him more. Like, you know what I mean? That he got to chew that up, but on the court, he know what it is. So
I think he got more in his own head. I think a little bit of it. Like once he did start hearing stuff, he started.
I think all
I
that
don't even
Russell
think he
Westbrook and all that.
I think he started thinking more.
And then like his shoe.
I don't even think that was in his head because at the end of the day, it's like this. If you go to a team, because we all play basketball on some level, and you know you don't fit in with that team, but you still trying to be a sport about it. You know what I mean? Like I'm saying, he could have got on after every game and ran it. When they called him Russ, what'd you say? Westbrook. When they called him Westbrook, he could have vented on the whole team. He could have said Anthony Davis played 20-something games. Like he could have did all of that, but he didn't.
But what I don't like about the Westbrook thing this year was I feel like they tried to shift it on him on the strength of what he was getting paid. Now, everybody, we all done seen Westbrook play for 10, 12 years now.
Right.
He's playing the same exact way he played.
Right.
He averaged, I think, like 18, 8, and 7, some shit like that. But he gonna still, when he was getting them triple doubles, he still was having 7, 8 turnovers then.
Right.
It's just that he got a triple double and we probably not paying attention to it. Now it's like when he got 15, he might have got 15, 7, and 6, but then he got 6 turnovers. It looks worse now because he got less points. But he always played like that.
Listen, before we go to the next topic, I'm going to keep it a C-note. LeBron is LeBron, so no matter what, he's not going to get the criticism. No. Anthony Davis is the youngest out of them, so no matter how many games he missed and how fragile he is, they still got hope that maybe they can build around him because of his age, so he's not going to get the blame. So Russ is going to get the blame.
It was him and the coach.
He was there they were there to get the blame.
Him and the coach. But I said it here before when I was here one time. AD was the problem. It was AD.
I think it was the problem.
I think it was AD.
He's definitely the problem because he's never available. But Westbrook not touching the ball in the offense, just sitting around, that's a problem.
Yeah. So he need the ball. He's efficient. He need the ball. Broken plays.
All right, so last week we talked about Embiid, how he second MVP voting, but he didn't make all NBA team.
Terrible.
Adam Silver now is talking about he's trying to change the voting process where just the best 15 players make the all-NBA team. They're still moving towards position as basketball. How y'all feel about that? Keep it a C-note.
I like that because basketball now is positionless. It's like sometimes it's 4 guards on the floor together.
Right.
You know what I mean? So if they're going to do the best 15 players, I'm down with that because I feel like it was absurd that I think Embiid was the MVP this year. That's just clear. I think he was MVP.
Ain't no doubt.
But it's no way they can not give him MVP but then put him on the first team.
Right.
Because the MVP can't be on the second team.
Right.
So I understand what happened, but to me that was terrible because I feel like Embiid got jerked all around.
Right. What's your thoughts on it, John?
I mean, I feel a little different. I think Embiid is up there, and if Embiid would have played more games this season, I would have had him there.
Okay, but how do you feel about the voting change, though?
The voting change, I'm all for it. I mean, for how the voting process is. Maybe something does need to change. I don't know, but I mean, as far as what they did, I think Joker played the whole full season, did what he had to do. He still got his team to the playoffs without his major weapons. I give it to Joker, but if Embiid would have played a full season, I would have gave it to Embiid, hands down. But since he was partial to it, no, I can't. I got him. That's why I got him on second team.
Keep it a C-note with us, people. How you feel about what John just said about the Joker winning MVP and him deserving it? Kyle, I see you wanted to rebuttal something. So what you wanted to say to John?
I feel like Embiid, I don't know exactly how many games he missed, but it wasn't like a half of the season or nothing like that.
Right.
I feel like Embiid had better games this year than Joker. Like
Right.
Joker stats might have looked better,
Right.
but I think Embiid dominated more. Like he had a stretch one. I think it was like a 2-month stretch when he just was going crazy. He was 30, 15, 30, 17. He was going crazy.
Yeah.
And I feel like another thing, like they were saying, like with Joker, he don't have Murray and Port. Like it happens. You know what I'm saying? So it's like Embiid was going through it with the Ben Simmons thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I feel like Embiid deserved it this year, man. I don't feel like he never gonna probably get it. I feel like this was his year to get it.
Right.
And it didn't happen. And what was the Nuggets seed? The Nuggets was seeded lower than the Sixers, I want to say.
Yeah.
So I think that played a part in it too. Like he got his team to a higher seed.
Well, that's what John say, being as though Embiid team was better.
Yeah.
Even missing Ben Simmons. That's what you saying, right, John? Even without Ben Simmons, the Sixers was better than Denver. Are you saying that?
Even without Ben, yes.
You think so?
Absolutely. Yeah, they're still better than Denver without Ben Simmons.
What's your thoughts on that?
The
People
Sixers?
keep it a C-note
I
with
think
us.
the Sixers core is better than, I like them better than Denver's almost.
So you saying just Tobias, Maxey,
like,
Embiid, and without Harden?
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Without Harden,
it was better than Denver?
I don't think so.
Because they just got Harden, so you can't throw Harden in the mix.
Yeah, because who did Denver have? I know they had the Duncan dude who came from Atlanta. I mean,
Aaron Gordon,
Barton, and Michael Porter. But was
Porter
he hurt?
Was hurt?
No, he
exactly.
was out. And then
Jamal Murray,
he was out.
The young boy Bones played good this year. The rookie.
I mean,
Bones.
He played
but see, when somebody goes down, somebody obviously is definitely going to step up. Not to discredit them at all, but somebody has to fill that void for points. But as far as a core team, I don't know. The Sixers, what?
Yeah, but Joker.
I think the Nuggets might be. See, the Sixers don't really have no bench. The Nuggets had at least 2 or 3 guys off the bench that was coming. The Sixers don't really got no bench. It's like
they got a little couple more guys.
Yeah, I think the Nuggets are a little deeper.
I think so.
Yeah, they're a little deeper than the Sixers without Harden. Even with Harden, they deeper because the Sixers bench is trash.
But you're still playing in the Western Conference. I'm still
that is a factor too. Though I take that in it because I was just about to say. Would they be the Sixers seed if they was in the East with Jokic? True. So I don't know. As far as Adam Silver with the positionless basketball and the change in the voting, it's about time. It should have been like that when you changed the All-Star voting. You should have changed it, but it does show me that the center is on its way out.
Yeah.
Is gonna go extinct because we got this problem this year with Embiid not making it. But most of these 15 players are going to be wing players now.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
They're going to be wing players now, so.
It might only be like 3 true centers left. It was probably Embiid, Joker, and Ayton from
Yeah.
That's probably really it.
That's probably all we're going to see on the next couple of lists.
Yeah.
Also, Adam Silver is talking about shortening the NBA season from 82 games because of the play-in and all of that. Shout out Richard Jefferson. He said the NBA is coddling its stars. Yeah. Keep it a C-note. How y'all feel about that?
I'll let you start out with this one.
When I was shortening the season, I'm a fan of the shortening the season because I feel like the 82 games, I think it's too much, and people start shutting down and start tanking and all that. So I feel like shortening the season would be better. It might make it more interesting. They were saying like fitting little tournaments and stuff in there. I don't know how they would do that.
Right.
But like the play-in, I like the play-in. I felt like that was a good move to do the play-in. So shortening the season, I think it would be good because I think everybody would play more. It would be more intense because it's less games and it ain't just running on all year. I feel like 82 is a lot.
Okay. What's your thoughts, John?
I like the playoff play-in. But I ain't with this coddling stuff either. I'm with Richard Jefferson. Keep the season to what it is. You affect stats and how stuff always ran. And with doing that, I don't know. It just changes the whole dynamics of how I would look at how stats are. I mean,
if they shorten it.
Yeah, because they shorten it. I understand that they're prolonging. I mean, they're trying to prolong these NBA players' careers. But as a career, it is going to be affecting to a player. Every game you do miss.
Yeah, the flip side of that though is it also kind of may erase history. Cause I'm against it too, by the way. I don't like the shortening of the season. It may, because let's say now you shorten the season to 65 games, right?
Mm-hmm.
Would a Joker put up his numbers wise in 82 games, he might have averaged 29. But being as though he only played 65 and he got the numbers, he averaged 33 and stuff like that. You see what I'm saying? So I think it's going to inflate dudes' numbers now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I agree with Jefferson. To me, with right after the NFL just lengthened this season and his collision all day, every day, you're going to shorten the season when you already done took away practices, you already done changed on how back-to-backs
and they gave you more roster slots.
Right. They gave you more roster slots. I like the play-in tournament too, but if you're gonna add that into the season, that don't got nothing to do with shortening the season.
Yes, exactly.
That's something y'all want to do. Like, to me, like, it shows a sign of being soft, like totally soft. Like, we already got guys, because if you shorten the season, guys is still gonna sit out games.
Exactly.
We're not gonna act like they're not.
You know, they're gonna.
You know what I mean? So to me, it just shows another sign of soft. Because pause. What's my man name from Boston? I think his name's Cedric Maxwell. He was talking to I forget who he was talking to. One of the Norm Nixon, I believe. And he was talking about how he averaged this amount of numbers the year before Bird came. The next year Bird came and became the man, kind of pushed him to the side. But he was saying in the interview that nowadays you see dudes taking nights off. I'm not going to play this night. Load management. He said for them, load management is somebody like Dennis Johnson saying, Danny Ainge, the night you going to go, you got the green light. I'm going to take the night off. And Dennis Johnson just come out, don't put his foot on the gas. He said that was load management for them. It was no sitting out. You know what I mean? Dudes like playing with broken bones and everything.
No, I hate the whole sitting out stuff. I hate that too. I hate it. Because like, especially for the fans, because sometimes people buy tickets for, like, you might buy tickets months in advance.
Right.
To see somebody, like, I remember.
Right. Let me ask y'all a question. When you think of, real quick, when somebody says load management, what's the first NBA player that pops in your head?
Kawhi Leonard.
You think Kawhi?
Yeah, probably Kawhi.
Okay. I was just saying, because I think Embiid, but go ahead.
Nah, I think Kawhi. You know what I mean? They might have been around the same time. No, you might think Embiid a little bit more because Sixers. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, I
what's your thoughts, people? NBA shortening the season. Do you like it? Are you against it? Keep it a C note with us. No cap or call them a Oouuber. If they shorten the NBA season, it just shows how soft the NBA is. Keep it a C note with us.
Now, before you get off that, right? What about, I seen something like Daryl Morey said about making the playoffs one and done. What y'all think about that? One game, like NFL playoffs.
Listen, to me, with all the tournaments, the playing tournament, like, you're trying to make this college basketball. This ain't college basketball. This the league. Like, knock it off, would you? I don't want to see no one undone.
That's what they trying to do.
I don't want to see that. Yeah. I don't want to see that because if you get one and dones, then you'll never know how these fluke teams is gonna do. Like, it's gonna be too much like Cinderella stuff, like March Madness. Like, I don't want to see that.
Yeah, I feel you.
What you think, John?
I don't know. What I'm thinking of, what would you think of conferences in the NBA instead of the East and West?
What you mean, conferences?
Having conferences. Instead of East and West, you have groups of teams that are in certain conferences in the NBA that will have to play it out to make the playoffs. Or
I don't know. I call him a Uber. I don't know.
I
don't know. But I am with, the only thing I am with is the best 16 teams just go 1 through 16. I'm with that.
I'm with that. I've been down with that.
So with how the NFL does it, they don't have an East and West.
They got an AFC and an NFC.
Okay. And they have conferences within it.
They got standings, but the NBA
they
got that.
Yeah, they got like
the East, the Southwest.
The Central Division. They got,
but there's no East and West though. Is what I'm saying.
It's probably it's like the same.
But it is the same like because all the conferences is basically based around the region of where they're
so it's
at.
Kind of like it's like the
you know what I mean? Like the West got all the Cali teams in it. You know what I mean?
It's just worded different.
That's still the same.
It's like the same.
So you know what I mean? Yeah, but shit. This is what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da. Let me tell you what I'm feeling like. Da, 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 da.